sorry, Terry, my dear. He's under your bed. Jason's under your bed tonight. And you know, sometimes you hear, it's Jason. I'm so very sorry. And you know what's going to happen? You try to escape? Jared over here. Jared's going to be like, no, you can't go by. You can't buy. He said last time, don't trust me. Evil Jared. Evil Jared. Because everything is broken. Everything is broken. Everything's broken. Everything's falling apart. I forgot the song. Look at the song, right? Like that copyrighted. No, you're using it. It can't be copyrighted. Everything's broken. Everything's falling apart. Everything's bad.
Welcome back, everyone, to Halloween Haunts 365. I'm Jared.
And I'm Terry.
This time she didn't choke to death.
No, I didn't. I don't know what the hell that was.
We have a very special interview with you, with very special character tonight. I'm excited about this interview. It's something we've been working on for a while. But before we get into the interview, like, subscribe, hit that follow button. We're almost to 1,000.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. All right. Without further ado, we're going to switch over to our interview. We have Baragonis Wreap. Let's bring him in now.
Am I in? Am I in?
You're in.
You're in.
Oh, I should do the dramatic reveal. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait, it's in the thumbnail, so that doesn't count. Never mind. Just pretend that didn't happen. But everyone is saving that guy!
How are you doing tonight?
Not so good. I got a hemorrhoid, and it's like the size of a walnut. So, like, every time I poop, it just comes out. Like, you ever see those things out in the 1970s? The Play-Doh machine? It's like a half-crescent moon. Oh, so that's horrible. I think I got a tapeworm, too. Let Barry get the present for you. Why are you getting these days? It stinks being old. Stinks. Really stinks. How are you?
I'm great. My mic's falling over, but I'm great. So we like to start at the beginning.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah, for you, it's a long way to go. You've been around this industry for some time.
Yep, totally unknown for a very long time.
So how'd you get started in the haunted attraction industry?
Oh, that goes all the way back to 1986. Now, my big thing was the Long Branch Haunted Mansion. That is the peak. That is like, you know how Michael Gannett knows Castle Dracula?
Oh, yeah.
I was way for the Long Branch Haunted Mansion. I was insane about it. That was my whole life growing up. And it went from 1978 to 1984. And then at that point, a lot of people were going to the hospital and everything, so the town put pressure on them to make it the whole pure kid friendly. And, okay, so that stunk. But in 1986, they decided to bring it back to the haunt. And, okay, there's a guy, his name is John Gruden. He is an unknown hero of the haunt. What he did and his crew is they brought it back to the scariness again. So at that point, I went there one time and I met the manager, and I was just like, I was a teenager at the time. I was like, hey, you guys need any gargoyles? And I used to carve like gargoyles out of cement and stuff and plaster. And they're like, well, no, but John Gruden is very busy. He can't make the weapons right now. Can you make axes? Okay, so I made 13 weapons in all and sold them to the head. But actually, no, they only bought 2 things from me, but I didn't care. They just kept the rest. I never got the money. Who cares? It was a Long Branch Haunted Mansion. So that was awesome. And and that went on till about 1987, June the 8th, and the pier burned down. Of course. So that left me in a really bad state at that point. For all I knew, that was the end. The end of haunt forever. There was never going to be another walkthrough haunt. So I got depressed and I started making things actually for the haunt when it wasn't even there. So I just kept going on from that point. But then from that point there, though, I heard about Castle Dracula in Wildwood from my friend Sal. So we went down there in 1990, and I talked to BJ Nickel, and I started making a lot of things for them. That was a very great job right there, because that was the first time I got to make full-size figures. And I would just go down and, we'd haggle a little bit. And then I would give them, I would sell them those props for Castle Dracula. And then we got into about the same time, the Jade Green Haunted Theater, I did work for them. That's the first time I was Baragonis Wreap. I got to actually play the character. Normally, I'm a prop maker and a substitute actor. I'm not even like a real actor. So that was so at that point there, okay, there's a lot of commas. I should put a period in there somewhere. Boy, these are run-on sentences, aren't they? So from that point on there, okay, I did the Haunted Theater, and okay, so around Castle Dracula, around '92, the whole industry around the boardwalk wasn't doing so well. So they bought the last batch that I bought down, and I moved on to other. I had to move on to other things at the time, and I started working for Terror on Church Street in Orlando, and that place was fantastic. So like twice a year I drive from New Jersey all the way to Florida. And if you don't know anything about the Orlando actors, they're absolutely amazing. I worked with a bunch from Brighton. They've got this sort of like comedic like horror to them that is unsurpassed that you really can't match anywhere else. So yes, Madison. You met Madison. He was from Orlando. So from Terror on Church Street, Dave Clevenger, yes, he was one of the best people I ever worked with at Terror on Church Street. It's like, I give him a price and boom, there was a check right on my forehead. So no haggling. I love David Clevenger and Jack Lieberman. They were great. Okay, and so more time goes by, and I decide, okay, since I was 15, I've been digging ditches and doing construction for a living. I'm going to try to go into this full time. So I talked to them. There was a chance I could have got a full-time job, but lo and behold, in the late 90s, the whole complex got bought and it was torn down. So, like Sisyphus, the guy, Greek mythology, he rolls the boulder up the hill, rolls back on him. That's me for all eternity, but I kind of get the joke, so I love to go story with that right there. And I didn't do anything for the longest time. Top Gun paintball and Cousins paintball, I was Malice Commander. What I used to do there was I would make space creatures for scenario games. That was fun. Chiller Theater, Monster Mania, Fangoria conventions. I had a table. I worked, so I built props and sell them there, usually Necronomicons. And there was a long stretch with no haunts around. Until, okay, the story's still going on now. Let's put a comma sentence in there. Finally, in 2010, I made friends with Paul Spatola. He worked at Brigantine Castle. He was one of the artists and the actors, and they were going to have a reunion of all the actors. So I went into full brown nose, brown nose mode. I was like, "You gotta let me go. You gotta."
Remember that.
Yeah. Oh yes, Terry, you got to go, didn't you?
Yep, I remember that.
I never got to go to Brigantine. That was the sister attraction to the mansion. My parents never let me go. As a matter of fact, true story, when I was a teenager, I tried to hitchhike 80 miles to go there, and nobody picked me up, and the state troopers were eyeballing me. I got the hell out of there. And when my friend Wellington Slay, he's in my Go Garhole YouTube channel, soon as he's 17, he gets his license. I'm like, we gotta go to Brigantine. We gotta go to Brigantine. So he drives me down, and it's closed. And you ever seen the movie? What was that? The Mist, when the guys at the end. That was me. I was just holding the fence, like, no, it was closed. And my friends like took a 2x4, pried me off, and dragged me home. That was very sad. Okay, so that's why I was so nuts about Brigantine. So Paul let me come in, and I goofed around with the actors. I'm like, you don't remember me? I'm like, oh yeah, you were that guy. Like, who the hell was this? Yeah. So, and that's where I met Eric Prince, who's one of my best friends for years now. And Eric Prince, he's a legend in the haunt industry. He did Brigantine Castle. He did like so many stuff. He was one of the originators. A lot of times when you see an animatronic, he was the guy that invented it. So I met him there. We became good friends. And he was opening a haunt called More Than Manor. This was in Wildwood. So boom, I was back at Wildwood, and that was the first time I was Baragonis. I think this is 4.0, Baragonis 4.0. I acted there. I did props for them. Unfortunately, it only went on for a year, but it was one of the best prop places I ever worked for. And Ted Dudzik, Rob Dudzik bought some of his actors down from Fright Factory, and the locals were amazing. Oh, that was just one of the most incredible haunts I ever worked at. It was a shame it was only for 1 year. So, and I think that was around 2011. Now, from 2011 to 2017, that was the golden age for me. That was the whole golden age of haunts because I did Fright Factory. That was Rod Dubzik. At the time, was one of the co-owners. He no longer is now. So I did 5 years there. That was amazing. And I also did Dave's Landing. They did one. That was
we went there that one year.
We were there.
That place was great. Matter of fact, it had a good chance of being the next Netherworld. It's about the same size, but the rent they were paying was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that ended up going under too. And I did some escape room work for him right there. And Jared, you used to live in Atlantic City?
Yeah, I grew up there.
Yeah, at that time I almost became a partial owner, like 3%, which was a small bit, of Haunted Tales on the boardwalk.
Oh, okay.
But that didn't work out. That was that was a problem with the contract. There was no contract in this case. So we did some work for them. We got paid, and that was the end of it, though. But I wanted to be one to like have a full time, part of that. That didn't happen. Okay, so that went on till about 2000. Wow, I'm still going. The audience is saying, wake up out there!" And they're all sleeping up. Okay, so yeah, okay, and 2017, Fright Factory. As a matter of fact, my best year was 2015 at Fright Factory, and in 2017 we had a falling out, and okay, so that was the end of a haunt for a long stretch. I did guest act at Bloodshed Farms. They're great. Oh, their owners are really great people. I think that's what Jimmy and Clark.
Clark.
Yeah.
In the entertainment industry, it's hard to find like very honest, good people. They were awesome. So I just maybe once or twice I guess acted there, and okay, that was it for a while until I got into about the it was last year. That's when you met me at Brighton.
Yep.
Because I was looking at Brighton, I was watching the commercials. They were calling for actors, and I really wanted to get into the prop making. But I was just like, okay, it's very hard to get in touch with the people on top, so I'm going to go in as an actor. I love to act. And I managed, I lived about 2 hours away, so I decided to do it anyway. I went down there, and I fell in love with the cast and crew. Absolutely amazing. It was like 2015 again at Fright Factory. Everybody, like even the security, I'm in love with the security. That never happened before. Usually they're like close coworkers. These guys became like good friends of mine. I absolutely love Brighton. And that was so I worked that year. Matter of fact, I had to drive since it was a 2-hour drive. I decided, okay, I'm gonna sleep in Passaic. So what I did is I got a piece of roof rubber from work. I laid down in the back of the truck, and I'm like, oh, I'm 56. I did 156, and I would just sleep in the back for the whole weekend. And bums would come over and like look under the tarp and like, let out, they'd run away, leave the tarp up, and it would rain on me.
Oh my god.
That actually worked out for me. So I saved some gas, and I was always there. I didn't miss a day. And that brings me on to nothing for a couple more years. Then East Coast Warners Convention was the last thing I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were a shining star in the Carpetbagger video. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I got to see the Holy Cross. Oh, they were beautiful. Cross of gold. Oh, yes. He loved Piggy Weevil, didn't he? He absolutely loved Piggy Weevil. I wasn't sure. I made it. And I thought it'd be like, like hot potato would throw it at me and run. But he used it like 2 other videos. So, like, now my head's really big. Like, it's all the way out there. I love Carpetbagger. Oh, yes, here's Molly. Molly wants to say hello. Say hello, Molly. Hello, nice people.
I love her.
Oh, what did I forget? Oh, yeah, yes. We also have the Go Go YouTube channel. Yes, that's me, Molly, and my best friend, Wellington Slay. So that's that. And currently, what am I working on? Hopefully next year at East Coast Horror Convention, I want to be there. My day job is going insane right now, so I have to have enough done by January to figure out if I'll be there or not. But it worked out great for me, so here's hoping.
Yeah. What did you think about the initial show from Transworld?
It was very good. The people were great. All the vendors were excellent. And I sold a lot of things. Woods of Terror, matter of fact, bought a lot from me. I was a fan of theirs. And also there was Fear Farms. Mm-hmm. Very nice owner. Matter of fact, she said, like, this is too cheap. You want more money? I'm like, no. I'm like, no, but thank you. That was a very big compliment. That was the mirror. And Jared, that actually wasn't a video. That was an actual prop behind the mirror. Talking.
Oh, very cool.
Okay.
So it kind of looked like it, but no, that was an actual prop behind that one.
That's really cool. That came out cool. Fantastic then.
Where the hell do you get all your energy from?
I don't know. I'm old, but it's probably a tapeworm or something. I pulled it out. Now it's going to be like the frog from the "Hello, my baby, hello, my honey." Next interview, I'm like, it's probably from losing the Haunted Mansion. Actually, that's where everything comes from. Is the Haunted Mansion? Is me and Michael Yannette. We both feel it, and it's all that power. Like, oh God, it's gone. I won't accept it. I won't accept it.
He's crazy.
So, what are some of the most challenging and complex props you've built for a haunt?
Oh, okay. Wow, you got me on that one. I was watching other videos, like I'll be ready for everything. Was okay. Now, one of my favorite props of all time was from the Long Branch Haunted Mansion. That's Gogar. That was a giant head. The set was 3 stories high. They sacrificed somebody to this head, the demon head that was about the size of it could eat a Toyota. That's how big it was.
Wow.
My favorite things of all time. It was created by Jim DeMuse, a famous haunter. And I wanted to make like Gogoroids, like the creature. I couldn't make a set that big, so for Fight Factory, I made an arm of one of his siblings, and that was on a pneumatic, and that was a pretty neat one there. I worked on that one. Eric Prince helped me with that one there, and we had it in the shop. It kept misfiring and like whacking us all the time with a pneumatic, like 500 square inches per square, Celsius, however it worked. So that was a riot. That was a big one. Anti-Evolution too. I did a puppet called Anti-Evolution for Fight Factory that had head movement and a hand. She worked very well too. And let's see what I've done so many over the years.
That prop you had at East Coast was awesome with the little clicking in the mouth and how that moved forward.
Oh, the rocking chair creature?
No, the giant one to the left of your booth.
Oh yeah, that was Junkyard Johnny 3000.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep, matter of fact, that was just a picker-upper arm inside of that. Matter of fact, I still have that one. That one didn't sell. But surprisingly, everybody was stopping by, like, did it sell yet? No. And they're like, well, when you take off like 30 cents, I'm like, no, I want the price. And then, okay, that ended up taking it home. So that was stupid on my part right there. The original Junkyard Johnny is from Brighton. We worked together, and I would annoy the people. And Junkyard Johnny, he's amazing. You should interview him. Ask about Junkyard Johnny in Brighton. He would just totally like devastate them. So he was awesome. And also, yes, Bartholomew. One night we were in the makeup room, and my friend Bartholomew, he drops out of his pocket a pure protein bar. Okay, everybody at Brian, okay, they just throw up because they're sick of this. So we started a pure protein bar commercial, and we wouldn't stop. And people were like, okay, we've heard you speak pure protein enough. Stop it, just stop it. And we got worse and worse. And to the point, like, we were, like, running around, like, chasing people with pure protein bars. And they were, like, they were in the corner staring, like, no. I'm like, yes, pure protein. You have before pure protein. On your flavor. Oh, yes, here's the so much fun of that. Pure protein! Pure protein! I do much better now.
So what materials do you commonly use in your prop construction, especially your books? Because the Necronomicons and the Demonicon, those things are amazing looking.
Well, I'm fully self-taught, so I would use products either in construction or, like, I had a boat one time with my friend Phil, and that was the West system. It's a 2-part system, pump system. I use that on everything. That's great with the West system. ABS glue. ABS and ABS glue work awesome. And Super Sculpey is one of my favorite mediums. So big on the Super Sculpey. And Brigantine sand. What I have is, whenever I do the armature for something I'm going to put Super Sculpting on, I went to Brigantine and I collected a ton of sand, and it has to be Brigantine sand, only Brigantine sand, and I use that as a basis with the West system, so it has a sandpaper texture, and the clay sticks right to it, and it usually doesn't crack. It's one of my favorite, like, tricks.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Do you have to get it by the pier, where the pier was, or any Brigantine sand?
Oh, no, right by the pier.
Okay.
I have it all mapped out.
Yep, I remember exactly where that pier was. I saw it every weekend growing up.
Oh, you are so lucky. One time, me and my family, we passed there, and it's like next turn, Brigantine Castle. I was like, oh, as a little kid, my mom's like, oh, why don't we take him there? And this was the 1980s, and our dads would just do this to us because this was an 80s dad. He's like, yeah. And we go right back and goes, nah, he'll get scared. And he went past it just to mess with me. Once again, screaming and crying. And then you get your ass beat and all that. But I was that close one time, that close. That's why I tried to hitchhike when I was like 15.
I never made it inside, but I saw it all the time.
Oh, that's amazing. Hey, how did you like it?
I liked it from what I remember of it. I only remember a few scenes. Because I was young.
Okay. Oh, this red light right here behind me, that was a gift from Eric Prince. that was in the mortuary scene. So he gave me like the light, so that red light is the eminence that was like shining off the mortuary scene. And some of my scars right here, they came from his makeup kit. Now the real scars, they're not makeup because that'd be uncanon. But yes, that was from his rap professor. He's like, here, you can have this. Like, like really sick to me right now. I hate to wash it off, so I usually don't. I go to work like this when my day job.
Well, this is the first time that we ever had an interview in costume.
Yeah.
Costume? What? Yeah.
That's
Costume.
in wardrobe.
Wardrobe? Really? Yeah. No, this is what I'm always like this.
That's just what he looks like.
That's what he looks like all the time.
That guy's the day job guy. That would be a boring interview. It's like, I fixed the boiler today. And I used a 960. Oh, that would be the boring. It's better having me than the other guy that has his body.
So do you have a favorite prop of all time?
My favorite prop would have been the head. Oh, yes, the Gogar head. Gogar head had several names. It was called the Monster Mouth, the Long Branch Monster, the Frog, Yoda. But there's really no photographs of it. But it was a huge, gigantic foam sprayed head. Originally, an actor would control it and control the mouth, and another crazy actor would be sacrificed, jump one story into the mouth, and then get chewed up and smoke would come out of the nose and the eyes would flash. So Gogar is like the biggest thing. That's my life dream, is to build my own Gogar, which probably isn't going to happen. But hey, I got good hope.
Maybe one day.
One day.
So where do you come up with the ideas for your props? Because I was checking out your Instagram, and I'll put that link in the description below, but there's some crazy cool little props, big props, medium props, like just any oddity collector would love. How do you come up with these ideas?
Concussions, lots of concussions. Besides the concussions, I think it started when I was very young. I had night terrors, like all the time. And when I would wake up, it was the night terrors still go on. So Nightmare on Elm Street blew me away. I mean, this was like I lived this as a little kid. And I think that stuck with me my whole life. Also my wallpaper, because I had this weird colonial wallpaper behind me, and all I saw was faces in it all the time. So between all those faces and that, I think, I was watching as a little kid and it never wore off. I'm cool with that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So remember, wallpaper F's up your mind for everybody out there.
Yep.
Forget much, just wallpaper.
Tear down the wallpaper.
No, George Washington, no! Anyway.
Are you going back to Brighton this year?
No, I kind of had a falling out, but I absolutely love the cast and crew. I think I'm gonna sneak in there anyway. But I'm gonna put a disguise on. Like, how about this with like a mustache? I'll put a mustache or like
the glasses.
Glasses. They won't know yet.
Yep, they will never know it's you.
Plenty of ones run straight farms, but you put glasses on, they'll never know it's me.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
And now, after you're done bloodshedding, you go throw axes at their axe shop.
Oh, I have a built-in one.
There you go.
It's hard to wipe in. That's probably where I got that walnut in my pot. I should use the other hand. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I ever think of that? Damnation. I noticed with Michael Gannett, when he bought the box with the spider in it, Carrie started like backing up. I think you didn't notice that, Carrie. You started backing up the chair. So now I was like, okay, Carrie now, she hates Jason and she hates spiders. So I have to build something next time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think you just got an idea.
God, no. my palms are sweating.
Look at me.
Will you be my mommy? I promise I won't eat much. I can sleep under the bed and won't even know I'm there.
Oh, man. So this is a hard question for you because you've seen a hell of a lot of evolution. How have haunted attractions evolved since you started working in the industry?
Oh, okay. Oh, good question there. I believe, okay, now when you had the original three at the shore, which was the Burgundy Castle Haunted Mansion and Castle Dracula, they were top tier. And then there was nothing.
Yeah.
At Huron Church Street, you had to go all the way down to Florida. And then when that stopped, I thought it was over. Then there was amazing resurgence. And now you have, like, I'm watching these older videos from the Carpetbagger and the Grim Life Collective, and they're just amazing. It's just like, exploded. You know, it was like a supernova. Like, bam! I didn't expect that. So many times I stopped and said, "Okay, it's over. There'll never be another one." But bam! It just keeps going tear after tear after tear. Amazing. I'm happy.
Yeah, it feels like we have new ones opening like every year. I mean,
I know. Yes.
2 years ago we had Lincoln Mill. This year we have Harrow's Nightmare coming, and Fear Village the following year. So
and the actors too. The actors are amazing. Yeah. I figured modern actors wouldn't have that because, like, back in the '80s, we had all that anger that came out. The modern actors, bam, they're through the roof. I'm like, okay, I took my thingy over here for you. They're very incredible actors. Bartholomew, the one I mentioned before, he's 19. He's 19. I thought he was like he's acting like he was in the industry for 30 years. He's also a death metal thing. So, oh yes, I think Connor mentioned him. Connor's a great guy too. Oh God, I love Connor. He is awesome sauce.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have Connor.
Okay, sorry.
We're gonna have Connor back on to talk a little deeper about crazy customers and stuff.
I know there's so many people from Brighton. I'm like, you have to interview. I have to give you a list. There's like too many of them. Oh, they're so amazing.
Yeah, we've had quite a few on, but we're always looking for more.
Yes.
We have to fill the 8 weeks that isn't haunt season somehow.
Oh yeah, they're great. I have a whole list of really great people from there.
Yeah,
I wonder if I get John Gooden. He worked at the Long Branch Haunted Mansion. I wonder if he'd be interested. He's got some great stories. He's the forgotten legend I mentioned before that brought Haunted Mansion back to its peak after the 1985. They turned into a kiddie place. He's an amazing person.
Yeah, I'm interested. If he's in, I'm in.
Awesome.
So, you being a prop builder, what trends or innovations do you see shaping the future of haunted attractions? Like, what's coming next?
You know what I would like to see? Okay, now you know they had the whole thing about what was that? The Steamboat Willie, the Mickey Mouse cartoon, the black and white one.
Yeah.
You do a set like the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which would be all black and white, all wonky, all warped, and have like 1930s type characters from cartoons with the music going on. Maybe windows with the cartoon trees swaying back and forth. I think that'd be pretty creepy. And then like there could be like some red somewhere that like catches your eye, you know, off of something like maybe like one of the main creatures or something like that throws it off from the black and white. That's what I would like to see. I guess what does it look like? They're currently churches, I guess. Satanic churches.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea. So how do you think technology has impacted the way haunted attractions have changed from the 80s to now?
You know, I like the old school stuff, to be honest with you. The more practical, the better. Everybody likes the video mapping. It is very cool, but I'm more old school. The more old school, the better. But a lot of people are now into animatronics, which is very good. A lot of young people, too. So and I could do some animatronics, but usually, like, you know, that's it. Okay, roll the credits. That was the end of it. I didn't do that much.
Yeah, like some of them are cool, but it doesn't replace the actor like some places try to have it do.
No, that's true.
But I'm with you. Like the homemade static props, like because I grew up in dark rides. I grew up in the castle. I grew up on the Jersey Shore haunts. I mean, I'm very used to that foam head in the corner, and like projection mapping is awesome, but I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the video looks animated still, so it kind of just takes away from what they're trying to do. But once they get that 4K, you know, like you could have a whole room on fire, and it would literally look like it's on fire without any safety issues.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That's what I'm thinking. Like you could be surrounded in fire, and like you know, it's warmer in the room, so it feels like it's just. I want to see what projected mapping looks like in 5 years. Because right now, it's still a little cartoony.
Yes, yep. Especially if it's a backup for the actors. Yeah. I noticed with topic animatronics, the best ones are 3 seconds. And then dark. You know, like you're going through and it's like... So the threat isn't over once it goes dark. Because if you leave it going on, like... I'm going to... But it goes on too long, you know that's all it's going to do.
Right.
Poison Props did a funny one where they had the guy over the body and almost sprung out on the spring mechanism and you didn't expect it. That was a really great idea. I love that one.
Yeah, we've seen some cool ones. I think my favorite one ever was it it was an exorcist scene. So you had, Regan on the bed, and she would shake, but what you didn't see is she actually came out at you.
Right.
Like, they hid all that behind Regan, so it kind of just jolted you when she came out at you.
Oh, yes. Actually, sometimes you can time it just right.
Yep.
And do a longer scene. I thought you had a good animatronic. It'd be like you in bed, like the scene from Misery, and Terry has a hockey mask and a big piece of luggage, and she just keeps breaking your ankle. That'd be all. Every time you get 1,000 subscribers, you should break his ankle. That'll be like the thing. I love you, Jared. Then break the other ankle. Yeah, you would get more subscribers. I think that would work.
Yeah, I think so.
Take one for the team, Jared. Take one for the team.
I already lived this one. She already tried taking out my ankle with luggage.
I did.
Oh, man. I have my own Kathy Bates. It's okay.
Yeah. Either that or Nurse Ratched.
Yeah, definitely Nurse Ratched. What do you find most rewarding about working in haunted attractions?
I would say my favorite thing is actually this is at Fright Factory. I worked the season. Okay, the season's over. I worked a full season redoing the place, and in my friends' rooms, you had Switchblade the Clown, you had Cora, the doll girl, and we do more things for their scenes, add new scenes. Like the church scene that I mentioned, and another Terrifier 2 that was there. And then the whole season comes around, and everybody comes back. And we're all hyped up, and it's like Secret Wars 1984, issue number 1, when we're all in makeup, we're all standing like the super villains right there, everybody's back, and the first group goes through, and we go nuts on it, because we were waiting a whole year, and there's all these new scenes, there's blood, there's gore, and as long as they pay the ticket, you can chop them up. No refunds.
So what advice would you give someone looking to get into haunt acting or prop building?
Haunt acting? This is kind of funny. There is a YouTube channel called Arkham Asylum. What it is it's a bunch of animated films, and it's all super villains. And they play music to it, and they do you'll have Kang the Conqueror or somebody like that, and they'll do a video to it. But watching the animation, the movements that they do, because a lot of actors, they come in tight like this, and they're just like, I'm going to do you physical harm. I'm going to do you physical harm. And when they do that, they're kind of acting like they're kind of scared themselves. The person across from them is a threat. I just give them openings. That's why I get hit so much. But anyway, this is all armor class -7. So if you watch the motions, even with Lon Chaney Jr. or Carradine, Senior, Lon Chaney Carradine, you have to get that ballet motions going on. So if you do the dramatic movements, just keep moving. And if you're in a costume, you could just go nuts. I think Garrett from Deep Space Nine said that as long as you're wearing, you just overact and it comes out more natural. So that would be that. As far as for acting, as far as for prop building, I always say that a lot of people, I like to sculpt with super sculpt. Now you have to keep doing it over and over again. And I had a very good friend. She was a lead artist, but she would make something it wasn't good enough and she'd be devastated. And I was like, no, don't look at it that way. Keep making stuff. Get a minor scene. Say you have a scene that's a forest or a swamp. So make little mushroom creatures. Okay, the first one didn't come out that good, but you got to do 50 mushroom creatures. Keep doing those mushroom creatures, and by the time at the 50th, that'll be knocking it out of the park. So keep just doing more and more and more. Don't worry about how bad it is. Just keep up with it.
Good advice.
That's definitely good advice.
Mushrooms, yeah.
So seeing everything you've seen, because not a lot of people have seen haunts from the 80s, 90s, and today. It sounds like a radio station. What skills or qualities do you think are essential for success in the haunted attraction industry?
Well, I'm a total failure, so you shouldn't be asking me that one. But other than that, I really don't know, because I always up rolling up the boulder and it rolls back on me. So wrong person to ask that question. But I think pretty much is if you just keep practicing, I guess. You got me on that one. Don't be me. Yes, if you want to make an industry, don't be me.
Don't be us either.
Don't do this. Avoid concussions at old tabs. And scary wallpaper.
Yeah, scary wallpaper. So do you have any all-time funny moments dealing with a guest or a prop that you always remember and always look back on?
Oh, yes, definitely. This was one of my favorite scares. This was at Fright Factory. where two people came in. It was an older gentleman and a younger one. Black shirts with haunt something on them. I don't know if they were haunt owners or if they were reviewers, but the older guy was walking through and he was giving all the actors a bad time. He's like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and eat my brains. You're real original." So meanwhile, I was Buzzrio. I'll send you the picture. Buzzrio was I used it in a film for Newt Wallen and Isaac Williams, where it's a giant demon bug creature. And what happened is I would stand right outside the asylum. Here's a trick I learned from my friend Kirk. I would take an extension cord and run it up my leg. And so you think I'm some kind of animatronic, like the whole time. And you barely cover it. So people see the cord, they think you're fake, and I'm doing I had clicker hands because I'm a giant fly. And he walks up to me and he's like, "Well, look at this thing. Least they could do is make the eyes glow." And I'm like, "How about a pretty parasol or something like that?" And he falls on his ass. And he gets up and he's like, "You son of a bitch, you think this is funny?" And his buddy is just dying laughing. And so he's got his fist cocked back. And every time somebody telegraphs a punch on me, it's not a good punch. So I'm just like giving him all these openings, and he's like, one more word, I'll break your jaw." And I was just like, "As a matter of fact, this is a proboscis piece of little things like pimples and slime, and I will stop." And he's just like, "One more word," and I just keep going. But this isn't over. He storms off. His buddy comes up to me and shakes my claw. He's like, "That's the greatest thing I've seen in my entire life." So it was a guy from the haunted industry fell on his ass and took it really bad, and I loved it.
Wow, that's great because that guy
There's a
sounds
lot
like a
of them.
Yeah,
dickhead.
he sounds like a dick.
Yeah. Whoever, I don't know who it was actually. I saw a guy who was he was in the horn industry. It might have been him, and I checked his reviews. And for Fright Factory, he just had nothing. He had the best ones in Philadelphia, and then like no Fright Factory. So like, what are you going to say? It's just like, "Oh, they're so lame. They didn't get a reaction out of it." "Yeah, you're on your hiding. You're on your hiding." So that was fun.
Oh.
One time, like run into the wall and knock herself out. I felt bad about that.
Ooh.
And that was me and Eli.
I've done that.
She just smashed right into the wall, and we were doing like the what was that commercial for? They had the bear in it snuggle.
Yeah.
Because my friend Eli, he was the doctor, and we had the gurney out there, and I came out from under the covers, and I was like, with Downey's freshness, and she just screamed, ran, hit the wall. I managed to catch her before she landed on the cement. She was unconscious. She wakes up and she's looking right at me. And okay, you ever see Julie Adams? I think her name is from Fish from the Black Lagoon. Her face just starts to distort. She's about to scream. Trick is, don't keep staring her right in the eye. Look away and say something stupid. I was like, "Oh, you're doing very good. You're almost out. Okay, come this here, man. Hey, lady, don't worry about the hole you put in the wall with your head." So I didn't want to do too much to her. Right now, I had another crazy one, too, where there was a girl looking at me very bored. And I'm doing my shtick on and on and on. She's not reacting. And all of a sudden, tears start rolling down her eyes. And she slides down the wall. I'm like, "Okay, overload, move to the next person." That one's
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. In
Yeah.
my defense,
Okay.
it was a blackout room.
Okay.
And I ran into the wall and broke my nose.
Ow.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah,
what's the
that's-
first
yeah,
rule?
I love the blackout room.
What's the first rule in the
I
blackout
did.
room?
I had my hands out, but for some reason my body turned. My brain went that way, but my hand stayed this way. My brain went somewhere else.
You gotta get one of those Lord Humongous masks when you go through.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I had 2 black eyes.
Yeah. But she fought on
Oh,
and
it was an accident, Jared, wasn't it?
Listen, nobody saw nothing.
Oh,
Oh man.
but I fought through it.
You did. Alright, so it's pouring out. You're not leaving the house. You're gonna put your arm up on the chair. You're making some popcorn. What movie are you putting in?
Oh boy. I got a lot of these right here. Start rolling the credits, going on forever. My 2 favorite movies of all time are the Black Cat from 1934. And that was Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff for the first time teaming up. And Event Horizon. Now, I saw Event Horizon at the time I was in construction, working 70 hours a week with severe sleep deprivation. So I wanted to get out, so that it was a midnight show. I go to the theater, I watch it, I'm in the movie with the sleep deprivation. It was absolutely amazing. And by the time the movie was over, my truck was missing. I was like, somebody stole my truck. I didn't realize I was so tired. I walked 3 miles to the movie theater and went in the movie. I didn't even realize I didn't bring my truck. I was so tired. So I was very happy when it was back home again.
So,
Also, yes, you like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. That's a favorite. Hellraiser 2 is incredible, right there. And Exorcist 3. Love Exorcist 3. That was a great movie.
yes.
There's an obscure one called Possum. That was a very, very good movie. As a matter of fact, the guy that plays the villain played Thenardier in Les Mis. When I started Broadway, so it's like, okay, that's a bad, that's like a bad street trend. So, yeah, man, I saw the dude from like Les Mis in there. Yeah, I saw this live. Yeah, so that was that was a really good one. Also, Sea of Dust. Now, okay, I made a prop for it, but Sea of Dust is a great movie. Scott Bunch made it. Really great guy. I made a book for it, but it's got Tom Savini in it, just sort of like Dracula, reading off a cue card. And I've seen it 8 times. I still have no idea what it's about. I love every second of it. So I love Sea of Dust, like a weird, like, what the hell did I just watch? I gotta watch this again. It's great. Yeah, I think it's Pitch Black movie too, but I love Sea of Dust also.
You've also done a couple like fan films or plays too, right?
Yes, I did. With Newt Wallen, I've done quite a few things. One of them is the Paperboy 3 the Hard Way. That's on YouTube. He's doing a midnight show. It's been going on for a while. Hopefully that'll come out soon. We did a whole bunch of skits on that one. Oh, and OSI 74, Mr. Lobo, Cinema Insomnia. I'm doing a lot of work with him right now. It's in the Christmas special, and it's the first time Mr. Lobo gets violent and he actually kills somebody. I come back though. Okay, spoiler alert. But they're a great crew. The OSI 74 crew is great, so I'm going to be doing tons of more work with them.
Very cool. And they I guess they shoot in Jersey or kind of all over.
In Lancaster. Lancaster.
Okay.
You got to dodge the buggies, And I don't want to mess with those dudes either. Like, I don't want to get an offender bender because those dudes are farming all day, and it's like, hey, Ray Howard, just right through my head and take 20 hit points of damage. Hard to regenerate that one. And yes, Terrifier 2. Terrifier 2. Okay, I heard somebody scream in the background like, shut up about Terrifier 2. When the filming of Terrifier 2, several sets that they used, it was me and my friends. It was Corinne, Dave, Bree, and a few other people there. We did the scenes. We did the church scene, the cathedral scene there, the doll scene, which is a very, very haunted area. No kidding. That's really off the scale. And the clown rooms and things like that. That like seeing it on the big screen that I saw Event Horizon on was like amazing. It was just like the boulder rolled back on me, but I didn't go all the way down the hill on that one. I was like, oh, okay, that's street cred right there. But I love David Leone some of my props got double close up, and they were one of them was a friend of mine who was actually killed that I made into a doll. So her face was in there, and that one there, Terrifier 2, was like one of my favorite things of all time.
Yeah, they definitely shined Fright Factory out for that, which was really cool.
Yes.
It was a good movie.
It was good.
Do you got any other questions? All right, so are you looking forward to getting any haunts this year?
Okay, now this is going to be really incredible. At the show, I met Ben Armstrong and Matt Armstrong from Netherworld. And as a matter of fact, they've got a few of my props. That's Eric Prince that we worked on together. That went down to Netherworld, including the seat monster, the chair monster that I made. And he gave me an invitation. Well, okay, I begged for it. I totally begged for it, but hopefully I can make it down to Georgia and work at Netherworld for like a week, which would be absolutely amazing. I tell you, if I retire from my job, I'll even move down there if it's feasible. His son is named Max Armstrong. Is that the coolest freaking name? I mean, that's a superhero name right there. Like, if anybody else, like, my name sounds like a disease. That is the coolest name. It's like, if people ask, like, what's your name? I'd be like, Max Armstrong, with explosions in the back. I love his name. He's such a cool guy that he's into like miniatures and Warhammer and things like that. He's such a great guy. Oh, and also Ben Armstrong, he was a horror host. Before he owned the Haunt, he's Dr. Speculo. So, I mean, he's like 30th level. He's a tier here. all the way up here without even owning the haunt because he was the horror host. So you have to look up Dr. Speculo. He is funny as hell, and I'm jealous because he has perfect fingers for sculpting. These things, I have like giant potatoes. It's very hard to sculpt with these things. But oh my god, he's one of my favorite people. I was already a huge fan before I even met him.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So hopefully Netherworld.
That's huge.
As a guest act at Penhurst, that could be fun. Field of Streams would be fun too. Oh, and Reaper's Revenge. We had it Brighton. Several of the actors from Reaper's Revenge come down, as you've mentioned several times. They have their own Lizzie Borden, which is awesome because that is so old school. But they were top of the line. If I can, I'm going to maybe work at if I could work a day or two at Reaper's Revenge, I would absolutely love to.
Yeah, you'll really enjoy that.
You'll love it.
Yeah, and so do you ever go as a visitor and disguise yourself and just go through the attraction, or do you just try to guest act?
Pretty much no. I did go through Penhurst as a regular, as Anthony, the regular guy. But it was kind of funny because everybody was just like, no, you went to Baragonis and you went straight into Cackle. No, don't touch me. I'm like, no, you're Baragonis when you go through those. So he just comes like, right, I just kick right over. It's like, get out of the way. Anthony, that's what I did in Saturday. Shut up, really. I'm more entertaining. And I'm more bootylicious too, yes. Finally bootylicious here. No Botox on that.
Are there any big ones that you want to get to?
Besides Netherworld, my friend Corinne, she worked at Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate looks absolutely awesome.
Yes, it does.
Yep, I remember there was a place called House in the Hollows. I don't think it's there anymore, but that was excellent. It was in the one of the hay rides. It was a Headless Horseman, one of the Headless Horseman hay rides. Beautiful place, but they didn't go for stairs. They went by scripts, so the actors. It was more of a calm experience than to take children through. But it looks so amazing. I'm dying to go back. I went through there with my friends Cara and Switchblade and my wife.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's just too many to get to now. Like you said, they spurred it all over the place.
Yeah. Well, what's your number one right now? You think for next season?
Oh, the one I want to get to next year. Well, we haven't discussed this yet, but we might have a change in plans. Oh, we did discuss it.
Yes, we did discuss
We're
it.
either heading to Ohio for the Dead Schoolhouse and Fear Columbus and others, or we may drive down the Woods of Terror so we can drive back up and hit Red Vein, Markoff's, Laurel's, and just make it like a whole run.
Oh, I have relatives in Ohio. I should go with you and just walk behind you guys the entire time and annoy you.
Let's go!
Isn't that cool? Look, there, look, it's the entire thing. It'll make the experience so much better. I'm sure you'll love it.
Let's do it! Come on!
Stop hitting me!
Yeah, we haven't made up our mind yet. I gotta wait for Haunts to drop their schedules. You know how that goes. But, yeah, we haven't decided yet. I kind of threw that wrench in last minute because, they kind of have to be open during the week to make it worth traveling for, because then we can hit so many.
So that we can come back for the weekend and hit ones around here.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta go to a place called Camino. They can clone you and make a whole bunch of you, and you can just split up all over the place like that.
There you go.
We do need to go to Camino. I need at least 20 of us. No, we'll do 50, one in each state, so I can stop working so hard. There we go. We'll go to Camino. All right. Do you got anything else, my love?
No.
Don't talk about how did I get my hair so luxurious and shiny? Oh, like a breakfast commercial. Da, na, 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 na.
He's such a nut.
Oh, man. Well, Mr. Wreap, I would like to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, no, thank you guys. It was an honor. It was a huge honor.
Yeah, I had
Thank
such a
you.
blast watching you on our video from Brighton. Because I just watched it again today. And then watching you with the carpetbagger. It's hard to get his attention, but you got his attention, and
I was licking his crotch, so he was like, "Oh God!"
He was a little scared to take it at first, but then he was.
He's kind of scary because just to the size of the tab, and he decided to kick me in my head. And I heard it was part Neanderthal was in his DNA. My head would have just been flying right off. So that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't think he could hurt a fly, that guy. But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. This was a very fun almost hour.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Think it's a runtime.
And please tell your wife we said hello.
Yes.
Terry and Derek, say hello! Hey! No, she said hi!
Hi.
She's hanging herself in the living room again.
Again?
Don't you hate that? Because then you gotta change the ceiling fan again. It's a pain.
I know, totally. I think it's jealousy over the bootylicious. Actually, my butt is flatter than my forehead, so much for that.
Yeah, me too. I have no ass, I'm told.
Yeah, no ass at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be getting the walnut hemorrhoid pretty soon.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Machine. Oh. Tony been yelling at her. She got it all over the seat. So that's what happens. It's just like Carvel machine. It's going all over.
Oh, let's talk about Gigerhole for a couple minutes. Tell us about your YouTube channel.
Yes. Oh yes, that's my YouTube channel. It's the Gogar Hole. And what it is that I actually don't know. Well, me and my friend Wellington Slay and Molly Mouse, we just do it, and just like have fun. A lot of it is prop building, or I make an ass out of myself someplace, or we just go with the flow and go nuts. That's we have a great time doing that. I'm also on Instagram on the Gogar Hole. Very original. Go to Instagram, Gogar Hole right there. I have an Etsy. Guess what it is? The Gogar Hole. Yes, but I don't have much on it right now. It's mostly like Nurgle tanks, which are rhinos for Warhammer. So I got to get some more stuff on that. And I'm pretty techno-tarded. I never check these things. So my team and I haven't checked in like a month before you called me. Oh, and I'm also on Proctology Abnormalities, where they have my hemorrhoids showing on like 24 hours a day with a musical video.
Oh, very good. That was the TikTok I saw.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I've been watching the Gogar Hole. I have fun with it.
Oh, you're the one hitting all the dislike buttons. Like, what are the 50 dislikes? You're like, annoy the hell out of me, Brighton, will you?
But thank you so much for coming on. We gotta.
It was an honor.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It was really appreciated. Thank you for taking the time. And guys, make sure you subscribe to us and the Gogar Hole. Hilarious content.
Okay.
You're fine. His Insta, Etsy, I'll have all that stuff in the description. And we will see you next Monday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Anyway. Oh, God.